welcome to TTFL for this lovely Friday evening. We have a special type of evening tonight because we have the Challenge Cup, as we had the season all done and all over with. Update regarding the championship from Season 2. Your world champion of Season 2, which I got a highlight today, is CG87. He won his last race at Abu Dhabi, battling with his closest rival there at Lambo. So congratulations there to CG there for winning Season 2 of the TTFL. But obviously tonight we have a special race. Obviously this is the post-season race competition, so it's everyone for himself for this Challenge Cup. But they will be racing in their respective teams as it did from Season 2. So it'll be very interesting to see where regards to who goes for a trophy. Because obviously see the likes of CG and Lambo going for the rate of challenging it. Obviously for Lambo's sake, he will like to win it as a consolation after an impressive drive, and just unlucky to fortunately not get the title of Season 2. So we're going to probably expect CG and Lambo there to battle out throughout the race tonight. But also it is open to everyone else to claim their hands on the mighty prize, which can also be known as the Best of the Rest type cup, because anything can happen in challenge cups. So with Malaysia tonight being its final send-off as 21 as of 2017, the race unfortunately is no longer on the actual F1 Canada, so it's a shame to go, because Malaysia's been around since 1999 and it has all its moments and dramas, including weather changes, as it is based in the marshlands of Malaysia, and also throw up some weather changes and conditions as well, so like changes to like monsoon rains. Unfortunately tonight there is going to be no rain due to excitement, so that is going to be unfortunate, but the race is going to be 100% now, and also going to have short qualifying as well, so the drivers will have a tough time on their hands regarding to strategy. But one stop may do it, but you literally on the bird lines of destroying your tyres completely on ends of your both stints, where you call it qualied on, and also after your pit stop. So the 2-stop will be ideal, and it will be very interesting to see where the drivers will go. So it's 8 o'clock now, just waiting for see if there is any more drivers turning up for the Challenge Cup. At the moment we currently have 10 drivers, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, if there is going to be any more. If not, then the season will get underway with just 10 drivers, which will be no problems at all. Looks like everyone's just slowly ready up, but 10 drivers is what we got for the Challenging Cup, so see what happens. And Lambo there, and also Squeezy doing the old disco lighting on the ready up. Just keep it still, guys. There we go, the time is now getting on the way. So 10 drivers looks at it as we got, so do your best to give everyone a bit of airtime, and also keep an eye on the actions as well. Now, with everyone who's watching it on the stream there, or just tuning into it, obviously this is Challenge Cup for the post TTFL challenge after the seasons, as each league, including TTL and TTFL, have a post challenge race on after each season, Just give someone and everyone reward to in an extra race, in all fun and games with it. So, fingers crossed we'll be in for a good race. Got good drivers around, very quick ones as well, so be interesting also to see with CG, see if he goes for an extra one for his cabinet of trophies, or Lambo going to attempt to steal away with one trophy that he will not get. Just now waiting up for everyone to sync up in the lobby, and we're going underway in quali. The lovely view there from the Malaysian Grand Prix, and obviously the pit lane as well. Main sponsors is Petronas, also the main sponsor of their Mercedes. So theoretically this would be like Mercedes' last home race of engine oil fuel supplier, as Mercedes heavily use Petronas as their main source of fuel. And looks like we have a car coming out of the pit lane. I believe that's a Renault. Get the right car up and see who's going up. And it is Depot who's now the first one out of the track. Going up on the super soft tyres there, so as the likes of everyone else, barring Maze, Maze is now opting to go out on the set of softs. Now this could be prove interesting on strategy. Starting on the soft sides, you can go a bit longer in the race distance, especially if it's 100%, so you can easily stretch out the stint there. Oh, and also Alan Kay is also decided to go out on softs as well, thinking a long ball game. Obviously with 100%, obviously these guys are mostly used to 50%ers, so they're thinking about going on softs and then go on the hardest tire possible. But with 100%, it's not always the case. It's completely different. You gotta think long distance, you're gonna conserve tires is fine, but also bear in mind you want pace as well with it. So it'll be very interesting to see what everyone else goes out with and strategy wise. Over there just literally finish up his warm-up lap. We go on board with him, go around the lap and the track's in around with him. So Poe's taking a very optimal wide line, going down the start vision straight. DRS is now open, and over the line we go. So going down the one of the DRS straights here, going down into turn 1, brake at 100 meter board. Keep it tight on the entry into turn 1, nice and tight there, that's nicely done. In turn 2, clip the apex, nicely done there from Poe. Back end wants to come out very widely there, going around turn 3. Keeps it under control though, but that will not have his lap time. Now heading into turn 4, just brake back now. Clipping the apex there, getting a nice good exit here, all the exit 4, lovely done. Now going into 5 and 6, where's a sweeping S corner. Keeping nice and tight on 1 and then flick to the right. Nicely done there, coming up to the 2 right-handers of turn 8 and 9. Getting it done nicely. Oh, he goes wide there, that's going to compromise in a little bit. The back end wants to come out there in the second half. Not ideal. Now coming into 10, heavy braking zone into here. Going in second gear there. Now going up into turn 13, long uphill, crest it. And going into turn 14. Nicely done there. Post keeping it all under control at the moment. Now go for another sweep in this section. Getting lovely through there. But comes a long right-hander. And the back end just wants to come up there a little bit now on one of the 2 DRS straights. Keeping all nice control. Now he's got to think of the braking out to his last hairpin here. Ooh, goes a little bit wide, not ideal, but gains it back over now into second DRS straight now over the line. Whereas he's going to put Poe with a 131.7, so that is the target at the moment to beat for everyone else. And there we go, got squeezing now. It's going to take a wide line there, back view angle, not the angle I want. And Squeezy goes fastest with 134.7, 131.4, sorry. C3 there going 134.1, going P3. Kieran there going 132.2. Not bad there from Williams driver. CG there, the reigning world champion of season 2, goes P2 there with a 131.6. Now he's also laying the gauntlet down for Lambo, see what Lambo can do. And okay, coming down the back straight here. Yeah, stick on board and okay, that's just coming nearby the end of his lap. Lambo's peeled off to the pits, so just guessing he's going a different strategy. And then there goes P6 there with a 134.4 for the Ferrari driver. Now Spike, rated world champion of season 1, see what he can do. And he goes P3 with a 131.6. So at the moment then, we have got Squeezy there in P1, sitting comfortably on the pole position with a 131.4. CG there with a 131.6 there. Spike there in third in 131.6. Poe in fourth with the 131.7. Kieran in fifth with 132.2. C3's in sixth with 132.275. And Nikkei in seventh with a 134.4. At the moment we've got Plaster, Lambo and Maze, so not to set a lap just yet. Although Maze hasn't been out on track whilst Lambo and Plaster have. So I'm presuming they maybe made a mistake or thought about no, the track condition is just not right yet to set a hot lap in. Again, I don't have access to temperatures and weather contrasts, so although all through the qualifying races are meant to be nice and dry. So that is your top 7 at the moment who set the lap times there from Squeezy down to Alan. Now, obviously, Spike there being reigning world champion of season 1. He would like to have his hands possibly on this trophy as a consolation. Did all he can with season 2 with his top defence. Though I was probably expecting him from next season to come out nice and strong and resurge and get a double world champion, get title number 2 out. Although he does face competition with CG being reigning world champion of season 2, and with Lambo hoping to land his mark in season 3. And okay there, I'm presuming coming in on his end lap, but looking at it, his engine sounds still tuned up, so I'm presuming out another out lap, or just possibly fitting a grip. Remembering the conditions of his race. Although Friday did not have a good season in TTFL, but it'd be interesting to see what they do for the Challenge Cup.
Not just a bottle, a fuck off bottle.
And the case still P7, so I'm presuming maybe out lap going into a hot lap. So Maze has retired. So Maze has opted in possibility to start on a different type of tyre the game is actually giving him. And Plaster has done the same, so keep an eye on them two for the race and see what strategy they can come up with.
Mum, I want to sit back in a minute if you don't mind.
Lambo though, interesting, is still in the pits. Oh no, speaking of devil, he is now coming out on track. Probably set 1 and only lap on the super soft tyres. Though he'll be looking to claim hands on the Challenge Cup, to have something, say that he's got something in his trophy cabinet. But see what happens in the race, because anything can generally happen in a race, especially in Formula 1, and it generally does. on board with Poe at the moment. Come around setting a hot lap, or starting a hot lap as we speak. See if we can get on pole. Also just keep an eye on Alan Kay at the moment. Looks like he's going out on a hot lap. Oh no, he's going to the pause menu at the moment. Is he going to retire the car or just going around at the moment? No, his car decides to pit off into the pits, so presuming that's a possibility. Alan Kay's qualifying done. CG now starting his surgence for getting on the top spot on the grid. Just on his hot lap now as we speak. Although there's 4 more drivers up there at the moment on the hot laps as well, especially Squeezy. Trying to see if he can defend for his grid slot at the moment. There's a slow runner there with Spike there, just keeping out of the way. Although there's a yellow flag in sector 3, I'm presuming that possibility be Spike, and also a Red Bull there as well. Squeezy keeping out of the way of Poe on his hot lap. Poe now coming around the last corner, but let's get it right to get on the start finish straight. Very important to see where he goes. And Poe's got himself into provisional pole with a 1:31.1. So that is a good lap time there for the house driver there. So expecting competition from the cars behind as well, the likes of Squeezy, CG and Spike, and also Lambo as well. Got to keep an eye on Lambo, who's also Poe's teammate as well. Currently out on the hot lap at the moment as we speak, so it'd be interesting to see what he does. Knowing that he's already lost the title to Squeezy, CG, although very good close contrast of titles there, so it went right down to the last while of the race. So Lambo there getting his back end out a little bit there. Not ideally what he wanted, but got away with it. There we go, DRS is open there on the first of the 2 DRS straights, which is situated so we're take it to last corner with the no detection zone halfway around the corner of the hairpin onto the start finish straight here. Kieran has retired as we keep an eye on Lambo. Lambo there goes P2, so that seals up Lambo there for a provisional second on the grid. Kieran there retiring in, accepting place as a defeat. Not what he ideally wanted, but I'm sure he will make up for it in a race. Squeezy there going P2 with 1:31.1. Spike now coming over the line. Spike goes P5 at the moment, so Spike not a good qualifying there for him, but he's starting P5, so he's in the top 5 at least. CG, presuming that's the sound of now you're going to get pole, so Poe is there as your pole sitter with 1:31.1. So just waiting for CG to roll into the pits, I'm presuming he will do, which he does, and there is a yellow flag out in sector 2, although it won't make no much difference. So CG there retires. And there we go, nicely done. So Poe is pole with 1:31.122, Squeezy in second with 1:31.194, Lambo in third with 1:31.2, CG fourth with 1:31.3, Spike in fifth with 1:31.6, C3 in sixth with 1:31.8, Kieran in seventh with 1:32.2, and K with 1:34.8. Raising Plaster there, not selling a lap time, but it does open up the options for them to qualify to start on any race tyre they would like to start on. We're just waiting for the drivers there to pick the strategies, make little alterations to the front wings if they wish to. Though I'm pretty sure they're all happy with the setups they got, and just thinking about the race strategies ahead. We've got 10 races, a nice long race into the laps of 56, but I could be wrong, could be 58 being in Malaysia. Don't quote me on that, but it's pretty sure it's 58 or 56, it's one of the two. We've got formation that coming up here, so I'll just get all the details up. So with the tyres wise, so we've got Poe here starting off on P1, good qualifying from him, and also has Squeezy there as well. We're deciding to race on the formation lap. Not a good idea there, guys. Think about your tyres. So Poe there in P1 there with Squeezy there in P2. Got Lambo in P3. Obviously near by the front to get his trophy for Challenge Cup. No, he has got his closest rival, who's been close for a while in the championship, next to him, which is CG. He'll be open for it to add extra trophy in his cabinet. So keep an eye on them too, because that'll be an interesting battle. Spike in P5. Sole remaining Renault driver there. He'll be open to get something out of this race, including the Challenge Cup trophy. Get a bit of consolations in for him. C3 there in P6 for the Toro Rosso. Hoping to get eager to see what he can do up the field. Kieran in P7 for the Williams driver. Although he would have his teammate here, be Nation, with him today, but unfortunately he cannot turn up. So sole remaining Williams driver, Kieran, hopefully to do his job and do well for Williams. Get some historic power back into it. And then P8 there, starting on the soft tyres, the only driver to qualify on the soft tyres, so keep an eye on him on his alternate strategy. He has got his teammate behind him, Plaster, in P9. And we got Mays there, starting in P10. Didn't set a lap time. So, it's interesting to see how this Mercedes driver will get on with. So, everyone in the field bar Alan, it is starting on the super soft tyres, with Alan K starting on soft. So just waiting for everyone now to just line up on the grid there. Four lights, there we go, and lights out and away we go for 56 laps around Malaysia. Poe there getting off to a good start there. Squeeze there in second. Lambo then third, slicing up a move. And we go down into first corner now. Lambo now going up the inside of Squeezy there, getting the job done. And Squeezy there's lost the position already off the start. Not ideal though. Spike is now out to P4 there with Squeezy going down the place in P5. Mays there with amazing stock there, up into P6 already, starting off at 10th. So great stuff there for Mays. Kieran there making the move up there on C3 up into P7. And everyone now just fanning out there nicely there. Poe's now lost the place on the start, batting there with Squeezy. So here we go, a little battle here for P2 already off the start. Lambo got away, so there's a good opportunity to start there for Lambo. No, he's got 55 laps to go. Although Spike's line up move now. Poe's going down the inside of Squeezy. Is there going to be contact? There is contact. Poe has spun around on sector 2 into sector 3. Not an ideal start there for Poe. Losing out 2 places, and then also now lose out to a lot of places there, especially starting off from P1. He's got a lot of work to do. Benamo, he's got 56 laps to recover it, so he hasn't lost too much time, but not the ideal start. And he's also now going wide as well, so he's just got to keep his tyres under control. Not ideal at all. Not ideal for Poe, especially with a good qualifying lap, and he's just gone thrown away a little bit. He's just got to regain composure and he gets on with it. So Lambert, they're going across the line there, finish off lap 1 there. Despite now retaining the position, catching up with Squeeze there. Also, we got about there with Kieran. Back there going in turn 1, back in there with CJ. Going in side by side there in turn 1. Kieran's going inside line, now comes the outside line. Has he done it around the outside? Oh yes, he has. Kieran there with great driving there, getting past season 2 world champion there with ease. Great battling there from them two guys. Although CG's not giving up there, he's also got the likes of Plaster there. Plaster there is also made as well. So great little scraps here going on, and it's only lap 2. What we're in for, ladies and gentlemen, we're in for more scraps hopefully. Oh, C3 they're going a little bit wide in the background there, but gets away with it. Maze there's just biding his time, taking it easy, homing in on Kieran. Everyone's going to do well nicely there. So C3 there coming up from the back of Plaster, about P7. And them two have been ding-donging out throughout the season with each other. So be interesting to see what happens now in the Challenge Cup. If there's any quarter or hard defending. Bear in mind it's 56 laps, although C3 is gaining on Plaster here. Is he going to make a move down the inside into the last corner? Thinks about it, goes down the inside, any contact? No, they'll get away with. Although now going side by side now, down there home straight. Squeezy there, setting 136.8 as the fastest lap. DRS is now enabled, so it'll be ready for them next time round on the end of the next lap. Plaster there holding his ground there, maintains P7 for now, although C3 is still finding corners and stuff to get around quicker, pick up traction on Plaster. Coming up into turn 4, is he going to make a move? No, he's still a bit close at the moment. Although again, C3 is still getting perfect traction, he's going down the inside of the S's, not an ideal point. Although he remains behind Plaster there for now, although C3 keeps running wide, it's not going to help him any at all. And that has cost him big time there, going a little bit wide around the two fast right-handers. That is not going to do C3 any good. Going on board there is Spike, still in P3. Doing a good job there for Rado, maintaining his ground. No, it's got a long race. Although it's Greasy there going wide, keeps doing that, invites Spike into play here, and Spike's got DRS. See if he gains any more time on it. Now Spike to get the last corner right, because that's where the detection point is, halfway around the corner. And what's traction like? DRS is now open, so Spike's now in range of Squeezy, and to set off, Spike's got a 136.6 as fastest lap, which he took off Lambo previously before. Spike not close, but he's getting much closer there. He can smell second place, and he knows that Lambo is just up the road. Maze there on Kieran, not much in it as well, about 4 attempts. So Maze is starting to feel a bit more feisty, although he is on the much newer set of super stuffs to everyone around him, because everyone else around bar Plaster has to add qualified on the super softs. So Maze has got extra 1 to 2 laps advantage on them tyres, just as long as he doesn't abuse them. C3 though overtook Plaster there. So I presume Plaster made a mistake, or gone wide, or C3 overtook him, but we unfortunately missed that. So C3 is now up into P7. Lambo's not currently pulling away from P1 at the moment. Squeezy has kept him honest, but also bringing Spike in from company. And speaking also of company, CG is also not far up the road either, so this could be a full-way battle here for P1. All for the important trophy here. And Squeezy there gone a bit wide there, not ideal there. That has invited Spike even more closer and keeping in DRS range, so he couldn't beat the move stick, it was a bit too far back. All pressure's on, and it's only the early start of the races. But think of it, guys. You got 56 laps, so 100% you don't have to rush too quickly. Lambo here is slowly struggling on his tyres. Maybe problems with temperature, or just not finding the optimal line of grip. But he has got Squeezy and Spike right behind him, keeping him company and keeping on his toes. So any mistakes, expect to lose 2, possible 3 places, especially if CG's not that far up the road either. All to play for, even though it's the early start of the race. Okay, the top 3 separated by at least a second, so not far in the train. Although Squeezy there just in the background, CG sorry, in the background just watching on, see what these 3 up here do battle wise, see who takes any advantage here. Spike goes back end crazy there a little, not too drastic but keeps it under control. Although Squeezy and Spike looks like that bit more straight line speed, but Lambo luckily recovers it in the corners, so I'm presuming everyone else in the top 3 are running on different downforces to each other. Although looking at it now, Squeezy's slowly gaining back on him, but losing the time when it comes to straights. Spike keeping right on his toes, and even so much right up near his diffuser, so Spike's going obviously running a little bit less downforce, but still supported in fast corners, so this will be very, very, very interesting. Maze here, still catching up here with Kieran. Slowly losing a little bit of time back to him though, so just got to bide his time. Keep on Kieran's toes, keep within a second or even under a second, keep him pressed. Come back on board with the front 3 here. Holding back on contentious here, and also Spike getting right close here with CG. Squeezy's dropped back from Lambo now. Spike going to make a move down the inside. Squeezy goes on the outside, Spike going down the inside. Are they going to make contact? No, Spike still going round. Nice air view here. This is a bit ideal. Although Squeezy just gets away with it on the outside here. Although Spike's still not giving up in slipstream. DRS. Spike going down the inside. Just nearby the pit wall. Not what you wanted. Is Spike going to get moved down into turn 1? No, did look like a touch, and I do not know. But Spike gets into P2 there. Close quarter combat there with Squeezy. Now Spike's now got charge onto Lambo. Not far up the road, although I'm pretty sure he'll be able to catch up with him. Now he's a little bit unclean there until he gets into dirtier of Lambo. So Spike up into P2, Lambo now into Squeezy into P3. Everyone else just started to fan out a little bit here, so see what's going on. Going into battle with P8, slowly buing up here. Post catching up with Plaster, although just caught on board with Poe with his back end a little bit crazy. Don't want to be doing that. Wearing out his rear tyres, otherwise he'll make himself an early pit stop. Although now under a second here with Plaster, so put the Ferrari man on a lot of pressure, see what he can do. Usually in DRS range, now to a half a second, so just gearing up ready for the first of 2 long straights. The only 2 long straights of DRS actives. And right now, second to last corner. Plaster no longer getting perfect traction. Poe there on the back with him. Poe now with DRS active. Is he going down the inside? Yes, he does. Poe decides to get down the inside. Is Plaster going to make it stick around the outside? Poe gets it done into the hairpin. Happy days, although Plaster will probably now have DRS coming back on him. No, Poe still has DRS. So Poe still got his active point. for DRS point 2 and gets moved down on plaster and now makes a charge up onto C3. Coming on board here with the top two here, Lambo and Spike. Spike, since getting past Greasy, has put on a lot of pace. Starting to put a lot of pressure here on Lambo. Not much in it between the two, just under a second. There you go, Spike getting a little bit back end happy there, not what you ideally want. But gets away with it. And using up most of the track as possible to close down the gap on Lambo and also find out the quickest line as well. But the more he cuts it a little bit inside, more likely to pick up grass and gravel, not what I ideally want. Though Spike has now got DRS catching down on Lambo. Won't make any much impact on the first straight, but it gets a good cornering out of here, providing Lambo doesn't make a mistake. Lambo gets through cleanly, so does Spike. See what he does now, going down into turn 1 on the second DRS straight on the home start finishing straight. Spike going to make a move? No, although these two are pulling away. Lambo's gone a little bit wide, not ideally wanted. Spike now right up behind Lambo. Lambo feeling the pressure already from Season 1 World Champion. Luckily not his main rival of Season 2. Come through the section now, get a little onboard camera there from the side of the track. Brilliant view. Still, Spike still keeping him honest. Still not giving up on the fight. Keeping the Haas driver on his toes. Coming to the tricky section at the end of sector 2, going into sector 3. The long right-hander there after the sector 2 marker point, going up the hill. Easy to lose your back end on. Many drivers will probably tell you that is one of the hard corners to negotiate on Malaysia. Getting the traction spot on. Going back to the battle. Spike lost a little bit of time. This is the last lap, but he's still gaining a little bit more time on the straights. Ooh, Lambo going a little bit wide there, kicking up dust. Smelling an invitation there for Spike. Spike was still with DRS open here, so still nothing at the moment. So there's a bit of a stalemate going on there with tons of gaps, but we'll come back and keep an eye on it in a second. Mays now under a second of Kieran, keeps it underneath that near the end of the lap. Might have a chance for using DRS on 2 zones, though Kieran has made a mistake there by looking at it with the gap in, or it could be just a case of internet lagging a little. But for now, Bays is doing all he can to get past Kieran and try to see if he can support his teammate or go all out glory and try and see if he can try and get the trophy. Although at the moment he's got a tough task at the moment. Bear in mind, it's only lap 10, anything can happen on to now to lap 56. Spike and Lambo here, still going on at it. Spike still putting the pressure here on Lambo. Lambo they're going a little bit back and happy, although this time Spike is much closer than he was a couple of laps ago. Is he going to make a move down into the hairpin here? No, he's not. But at the moment it's doing all good. Oh, there's the yellow flags going on in sector 3. Switch down to Poe, and it is Poe. Poe has made a mistake just before the first DRS zone. So Poe has lost his back end and he's dropped down a couple of places there. Not ideal there for Poe. Oh, Spike and Lambo here going on the battle here. Come around turn 3. Spike on the inside. And Spike got the move done. Yes, he has. He's got the move done on there on Lambo, although Lambo's not giving up without a foul. Going down the outside here, going into forward and make contact. Lambo's made contact with Spike. Spike's lost his back in there. Ooh, that's a little bit naughty driver there. Not ideal with it one, but Lambo's up into P1. Although I'd probably say personally, probably may get the place back, but that's up to them two to sort out or leave it to the stewards. Not getting involved in it. But Lambo in P1, then Spike into P2 there, although Spike will now come back on him and see what will happen there. But yeah, no, Poe lost his back in there, going just before the second to last corner. Although he's now under threat there from Alan Kay. Though Alan Kay is on the little bit of the harder compounds or the softs. So Poe with that spin might cause to hamper his rear tyres there a little bit. Not the ideal way he wants. Although at the moment Poe is in the current Ferrari Salmon Ridge, although the other Ferrari of Plaster in P8 is 5 seconds up the road. Now back onto the battle here with battle for P1, P2 there with great aerial shots there with 10-1, 10-2. Spike not giving up on the fight with Lambo. No, not the first time, it was a bit of a tussle. Fingers crossed he'll get through clean on the next one. Now he's just got to regain his composure, name where his weak spots are, and go for it. Spike going a little bit wide there onto the Astro. Not ideally what you want. Get away with it roughly in the driest conditions, but good thing it's not a wet condition, otherwise you'll be spinning off there. It would have been ideal. Squeezy there in P3, not very far behind these two. The more they keep squabbling, the more that Squeezy will come back into play and cause some upsets. CG there, season 2 of TTFL World Champion. Currently in P4. Would love to be up and about there in the top 3 at the moment. Though not very far behind, but if anyone makes mistakes, I'm sure he'll be on hand to sort it out. Ooh, Alan Kay here has got overtook Poe. As Poe made a mistake. Poe was going very slowly and losing back end, so Poe made no error. And looking at it, it's more likely having his rear tyres there looking really hot. And you don't really want to be smoking yourself in the wall there, Poe. Still got quite a long distance into the race, just keep your composure. Is Poe going to carry on? No, Poe is coming into the pits, so Poe is the first one of the runners to come into the pits. Be interesting to see what tyres the Haas driver will go on, knowing that his teammate is in P1 at the moment. Now if I was Poe, I'll stick on the harder compound and go long. And go on soft compound at the end. But no, Poe's go on the set of softs. So presuming his rear tyres were dead on the super softs, and hopefully if he can cross, keep an eye on his lap times to see what we'll do. But he's got quite a lot of ground to make up. 35.4 seconds behind Alan Kay, so interesting to see what he does for the Haas driver. Coming back on board now with the front two. Spike getting much closer to Lambo. He's going to make a move down into the hairpin. No, he's going to hold on for a minute, get a perfect line, get a perfect exit. Oh, back in there, happy there from both of them. And those Spike's still on his case. Now, ooh, Lambo making moves there. The shimmy and shake. Spike going down the inside there. Ooh, very close there to the front end of Spike there. Would have been not good if they were collided there on the entry of turn 1. Since now Spike's getting a bit frustrated here, being stuck behind Lambo, knowing that he's got pace to go quicker. He's just got a bar this time. And again, literally control on the exits. At the moment, they've both been separated by half a second. So Paris again, Squeezy is not far behind these two either. And CG is just a little bit up the road to collect up the pieces if any of these two made mistakes. We'll go through the running shortly of who everyone who's in what place at the moment, but currently on board watching the top two going all out on it at the moment. So which is a good thing about the Challenge Cup. It's like all to play for, teammates or not. It's anyone's trophy to go for. So getting the excitement that we all wanted. Again, Spike lining up a move, get the traction perfect this time. This time he does. Trouble back end under half a second. Now he's going to be close enough to go for a move or try and do Danny Ricciardo and go down the dive on inside. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. Kieran is now in the pits. Mays has gone up into P5 because of it. So the Williams driver, Kieran, coming into pits on lap 15. Now also C3 is also in the pits as well. What tyres will Kieran go on? There's a set of soft tyres there for Kieran. C3 in the pits. It's a set of front wing change over on the C3, as I presume wing damage over from C3 from the previous times. And C3 is out on a set of super stuff, so I'm presuming he is going on the mediums on the ends. Plaster and Alan Kay promoted up in 6th and 7th in the pit stops. Pay there setting the fastest lap with a 1:36.3. Knowing he has to make up positions. Although it's a long task for him to see if he can get in the top. Especially to get to win this race, but anything can happen. Spike now on the back of Lambo. Again, much closer again as previous times. Oh, on the back end again, it's just letting it down, coming out the final corner there of Spike. Though he is chucking his car in the corner, trying to see if we can outdo Lambo. Now here we go, got a move going on. Oh, Spike think about it. Rather thought about it on turn 1. Although he's going down the inside turn 2. No, Spike just keeps tucking in behind from Lau. But he is much closer here to Lambo. Is there going to be a move down into turn 4? No, at the moment. Spike is eagerly close this time. Presuming Lambo's tyres are slowly dropping off. Presuming Spike's will be, because it'd be more worse because it's in hot air of Lambo. Kieran just coming out of pits on there on the set of softs, and he's going for a move of Alan Kay. Alan Kay's made a mistake, although they're both on different age strategies of tyres. Is Kieran going to make the move down the outside? Alan going to defend it. Oh, very close there on contact, maybe. But Kieran gets through there around the outside there for P7. That's a good move there from Kieran there, getting on P7. Next target is this Alan's teammate of Plaster. He's not far up the road, 5 seconds. Kieran now on the charge to see if he can get back up into at least the top 5. Oh, is Lambo going in the pits? Lambo has gone into the pits. So Lambo decided to come in the pits for Spike. That is interesting. So Spike now thinking of possibility reaction to the next lap as well. Also we got Squeezy in the pits as well. Squeezy they're going to set of softs there. Was Lambo going to go on? Also set of softs as well. Maze is going up to P3. CG up into P2 because of it. Pressure's now on Spike. Lambo is out into clean air in P4. And also squeezing clean air in P5. All the pressure is now on Spike. See when he's going to pit. I'll probably say if you're going to do it, react to Lambo, but anything can happen. C3 there with the fastest lap of 135.5. Gets a lap time there for C3. So we've got Spike in P1 as of lap 17. Spike on P1. CJ in P2, Maze in P3, Lambo in P4, Squeezy in P5, Plaster in P6, Kieran in P7, Alan K in P8, C3 in P9, and Poe is in P10. No one has retired there, so amazingly happy days there from everyone, keeping it going, knowing that, you know, trophies still up for grabs from everyone. Anything can generally happen. Although Spike's now going out for another lap, so this will be interesting. If Spike is going to think about doing a lap or two longer, or go a little bit more longer than the super softs can go, and see if he can go on a set of mediums to do the one stop. It's possible to do the one stop, but you'd be worrying about your tyres at the end of it. And now we've got Maze coming into the pits. See what the Mercedes drivers are doing. Going on a set of softs there by the looks of it. Yes, it is from the Mercedes crew. Good solid pit stop there. Maze out there on a set of softs. Whereas Alan K into relation of Maze. Maze has come out of the pits, and has Alan K jumped Maze coming out of the pits? Yes, he has. Alan K has jumped Maze coming out of the pits. C3 there setting another fastest lap time there in the 135.5. So the track is getting much rubbered in. Lap times are showing a quick pace as well, so, and also the fuel levels slowly coming down, especially starting on the fuel tank of fuel. At the start they're all nice and heavy and tyres are warning out quickly, but as laps go on, get quicker and quicker and less effective on tyre wear. Now just switching back on to Kieran, as I just saw about there with Plaster going around the two right-handers there. Kieran got the move done. No, Plaster's still got on him. Plaster's still doing offensive. Kieran going on the outside of Plaster. Yes, he does, and he maintains it. And Kieran's now up into P5 there from the Williams driver. Great overtaking there from Kieran, and also great respect there from the two guys there. Great overtake. Maze is up into P7. Anika is into P8. Maze now got the overtake back on that Adam there, and also there's yellow flags around on track. CG in the pits there, going on a set of mediums. Ooh, reigning season 2 champion is decided to go out on mediums. Ooh, this will be very interesting. Keeping an eye on see what he can do. So CG obviously elected to go on mediums. Possible, but see how far you can stretch. Plaster now on the two into the pits. See what he does. A set of mediums. Well, yes, it is. This Plaster is also opting to go on mediums as well. So most of the field are separated onto softs. A couple of them are onto mediums. So very interesting strategy calls there from everyone. Although everyone CG and Plaster on the mediums. Okay, they'd be a bit more slower, but knowing that the tyres are more durable and can maintain pace as possible. Okay, you probably lose about a few tenths between the mediums and softs, but knowing that you got extra laps on board because of it, so it compensates in both ways. Spike then, still in P1, ahead of Lambo by 19.7 seconds. Although the pit stop around Malaysia is about 22-23 seconds, so at the moment Lambo's creating gains here on Spike. Not ideally wants Spike once, but I'm presuming Spike is thinking of this far in, possibly going for one stop. Time will tell. See what lap Spike does generally come in. Though the longer he stays out on them tyres, the more it'll be slow on a delta and also slower on the times, and Lambo can just easily eke in the timings. Oh, C3 there, and making an overtake here on Allen. Down the start finishing straight. Oh, Allen's going down the inside. Is going to be in contact? No, C3 goes a little bit wide to give Allen room. Although now Allen's now going to be on the outside. C3 they're going the inside. C3 they're getting up into P7 there, overtaking Allen. So C3 is on the charge. Bear in mind they're on both different types of compounds, so C3 is now on the charge. His next target is there is Maze. 4.4 seconds up the road, so keep an eye on him. Squeezy then, not very far there behind Lambo, only by like these 2 seconds. Both pitted on the same laps, roughly the same amount of pace. Couple of tenths here and there besides. Both now trying to chase down Spike. Poe there in P10. Not been the greatest of races despite qualifying, although he's now coming up close to already been lapped. Especially both his team are not coming up not far behind. Like I say, mistakes can generally happen in 100%, so they don't generally punish you as much as possible. But if it was like a 50% or 25%, mistakes happens can cost you big time. Oh, Alan K, as you speak, is coming to the pits. Second Ferrari driver coming in. See what Alan can do. Oh, there's the yellow flags out there in sector 2. Keep an eye on. Oh, it's Poe's retired. Poe's retired as Alan K is going on for a set of super softs. I'm guessing Poe is calling it a day there. Very unfortunate there for Poe. Qualified so well, claiming pole position, and just not been his race today. That is unfortunate there for Poe. Do feel sorry for him, especially with 100%. Cracking him back on board now with the race. Spike coming into the pits. The race leader looks like he's coming to the pits. Yes, he does. Just wait for the camera to switch back. Lovely, thank you very much. So Spike now in the pits. Now the question is, where is Lambo? Lambo is now currently coming around the last corner, along with Squeezy. See how far Spike has lost in time. Lovely on board shot there of Lambo. Spike's just literally just got into the box now, so Lambo's taking P1 there, and also Squeezy's in the box with a P2. Oh, Kieran's left this session. Oh, Kieran's internet. I know Kieran's internet was not being too great with him, but he's left the session, so I'm hoping that he can get back into it very soon. Spike out though on a set of mediums. Spike is now playing the long game. Oh, Kieran. I feel sorry for your internet there, mate. Knowing that your internet was not totally great, but I was hoping to hold out. Hopefully you can get back in soon. Maze goes up into P5 due to a connection issue with Kieran. C3. Will he get through the ghost there, Kieran? Yes, he does. C3 that goes into P6. Really hope that Kieran can get back in this race. Squeeze it in, not far away from Lambo. 1.5 seconds behind. Red Bull versus Haas. So Lambo will be looking good now, heading towards the next stint of his pit stops, hoping he gets it right. And hopefully create a gap to Spike, which will be more of a threat if Spike's going to do the long game on the set of mediums. Gap still maintaining between Lambo and Squeezy, 1.4 seconds, so not much is in it. But Lambo at the moment is currently out of DRS range of Squeezy, so that is vital there for Lambo. Squeezy there, not very far away from Spike. See him in the sights. Obviously not close enough, but you can still see him in the sights, knowing that his target's just up the road. Reigning Season 2 champion. Literally versus the reigning Season 1 champion. So, Squeezy keeps his head down and gets close to Spike. It'll be a lovely battle of the crowns there between them two. C3 having a nice little decent race there in P6, not far away from Maze. No, Malaysia's not not too bad of a track for him. Gearing up for it. And good news, Kieran is back in the lobby. Now he's just got to literally now get back in his car. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he can get back into it very soon. Although he has got a lot of ground to make up there, so we'll check back on him in just a second. Battles on the Scuderia area between Plaster and Allen. Obviously, there will be no team orders in this race. All battling them out for themselves. No points on stake. It's just a trophy or bust. So, be interested to see what happens. There was a brief yellow flag in sector 3, but it's politely disappeared. So happy days. But back, carrying on. Battle of the Ferraris. Here is top dog. So this will probably be their little trophy stakes. So he was a quicker driver in Ferrari. And okay, now with the DRS come board on Plaster here. Is Plaster going to make it easy for him, or is he going to put up a good fight? I'm hoping they put up a good fight here. Going around second DRS, Alan there getting a great traction there. Plaster now on the threat. Is Plaster now going to defend? Alan's now going to go down the inside of Plaster here, and they're going to get the move done into turn 1. Both on different compounds though. Alan there gets through there into P7. Oh, Kieran is back on board, but looking at it on my screen, I don't know if everyone else can see, looks like his engine is at it. Or after that, it must be a new type of fuel they are pumping out to make it smoke screen. It must be the smoke screen effect from Williams, saying that they're still number 1 and no one else is on track. Anyway, hopefully that's just a general glitch there. And obviously, Kieran they're pushing on now to catch up with Plaster, but unfortunately can't tell the gap difference between him and Plaster, so we'll just have to judge it by ear, see what happens. C3 there, closing in on Maze. Eking in lap times at a constant pace. Only like less than about second in range of between them two. And the question is how much life has C3 has got in his style life and no set of super softs. Bear in mind he had pitted a little bit early due to a front wing change, so if his front wing didn't get damage in there, probably say top 5, top 4, possibly battling. Going through the lovely section there. One of the two on the track, brilliant. First section, nice and perfect. Second one can throw you off horribly, which they will be coming up very shortly. Coming to the end of sector 2. C3 there is gaining time here on Maze. Maze will start to see full mirrors of C3. Only a half a second in it between them two. Ooh, C3 don't want to be going too far wide. You lose a bit of ground there. But just gets away with it. It's got DRS active. And going into the last corner, C3 there going for as wide as possible to get the perfect line coming in. Although he did clip the glass, so that was not going to do his tyres on the left hand side any good. Although he's still got DRS in close to Maze. Now is he going to make the move on the Mercedes driver? He's going to, no, he's just going to stick behind them, going around turn 1, turn 2. Although they're going to make a move at the end of turn 3 and turn 4. Traction still good between them both. Mays has gotten covered off there for now though. So this is the nearest possible battle at the moment going on between T3 and Mays. Going around the lovely S section there. Get the line perfectly right, you'll be fine. If you get it wrong, you see the grab there on the outside, that's where you will go. Kieran there, according to the timing delta of the gap, about minute and 15 seconds behind Alan Kay. So Alan Kay's coming around turn 4. Kieran there, Kieran's virtually like a lap down. Remember Smokey Williams, due to connection issues. Oh, that'd be a shame. Although you'd probably love to see it come look back on the screen, seeing that is in Smoking Hot Williams there. Excuse puns. Coming back on board now with C3 and Mays. C3 there getting very close there to Mays, getting a good exit out there this time round. Now where's he going to go? He's going to go down the outside or the inside of the Mercedes driver. He's going down the inside. He's going to get the move done in 10-1. C3's got it done initially, providing doesn't make a mistake. And Mays is done to come out the inside. Oh, C3 closes the door. Luckily, very minor contact and no front wing damages on Mays, so C3 there up into P5. Though the question is, how long can his super soft tyres will last out? Despite making early fast-paced lap times there, showing his pace and dominance, as it going to come back to bite him later. Time will tell on that one. Squeezy there. Again, still with Lambo. Gap hasn't really generally changed there between them two, so even out on pace and strategy and possibility on aeros as well. Though he will need to be much closer if he's going to put any pressure on Lambo and also make a mistake. Spike there in P3. Minding his own business there, literally just focusing to the end of the race. Coming on to lap 28, knowing that, keeping his mediums intact. Come back to catch the top 2 there. Fingers crossed. He will draw close and pull out a good fat battle there, showing who's top dog. Squeezy there, having a nice quiet race there in P4. How we really love to see that. Squeezy it up there in the top 2, battling with Lambo, going for another trophy for Squeezy. Although Lambo's going for recognition and trophy. Though I'm pretty sure we're keeping an eye on these two coming into season 3. And see if Lambo can get his title finally for season 3. Or see the lights of Spike coming back into Resurgence to see if he can get another title on his belt, and also Squeezy. Time will tell, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Mays there, still not far away from C3 there. Though after C3's pulled overtook Mays, C3 hasn't really much pulled out a gap within a couple of laps, so could this be the fact that C3's burnt his tyres out too much, knowing that Mays is on a harder compound to the 2? I'm sure that will brew up very shortly, within 5-6 laps maybe. But keep an eye on pace between them two. Alan Kay there, pulling through there in P8. Not far behind his teammate. Although, surely we'll be gaining out at the rate of knots due to different types of tyre compounds. Although Plasto's going long game, Alan's going for aggressive pit strategies. Although it could be just a case of 2 Ferraris there just battling it out, going 1-to-1 battles, and then where the strengths and weaknesses are. You can never tell with Ferrari, they're normally quite top secret with what this stuff they do, so fortunately for Scuderia Ferrari, not giving me the insights, naughty Ferraris. Although I wonder which one's about and which one's Raikkonen. Kieran, now I do feel sorry for you, Kieran. Internet cuts out in a good decent spot, and then got back in, knowing that you're a lap down. Although DC got a new feature on your car, at least the Williams have developed, it's just a possibility for R&D results for this race, a smoke screen effect. Means no one cannot see behind you and everything's all clear. I'm sure that'll be look good for 2018, is that glitchy effect? Come on, go guys, let's do something about it, it'll be good, it'll be good. Back on board now with Amazing C3. C3's tyres are starting to give up the ghost now. It did say it was going to possibly happen. C3 took a little bit too much life out of the tyres. Maze is only just a second away. The other problem is now we're obviously going on 2 softs on the second stint, on the first stint of pit stops. With your tank still quite full on fuel, a little bit lighter but still full, it's still going to rinse your rear tyres and your tyres completely. So anyone else on the harder tyres, like the likes of Spike and CG and Plaster, they know as they come around to their part of the race, if they want to make a second pit stop, they'll be on much lighter fuel and they can just do quality laps. Ooh, Maze there going a little bit wide, not what he wants. Gets away with it though. Still within a second of C3. Oh, battle of the Ferraris, here we go. Plaster and Alan K gets past Plaster there. Didn't see that one breathing up quickly, so I'm presuming Plaster there made a mistake all of a sudden going to turn 1. So Alan K, oh, Plaster's still coming up my outside. Oh, don't go side by side through there, guys. Don't go side by side through there. So at the moment, Plaster, Alan's gone past Plaster, although Plaster is still not giving up and chasing down his teammate. Oh, C3's now covered to the pits. I'm presuming that his tyres are wearing away. Maze is up into P5. So it's going to see interesting now with C3 go on. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on a set of mediums, because that will get him to the race nice and easy. Ooh, C3's going on a set of softs, that's interesting. See how he goes on tyre wear. So at the moment the battle of the Ferraris there. Alan versus Plaster. Alan's winning the battle so far, though Alan's got a pit again. Plaster possibility to get away with the tyres to the end of the race. Keeps under control and all intact, though if he drops off too much, Plaster's got to think very quickly to counter it. Stop number 2. There we go, your race leader there, Lambo. Having a bit of an easy race up in front. Although I had a little bit of a toss, although Spike at the start. But just controlling the race out in front. Not pulling away that he would love to pull away from everyone else, which he normally generally does. He has got Squeezy in P2 and not far behind in company. Just under 2 seconds. So Squeezy there keeping Lambo honest and not pulling away easy, just keeping a constant gap between the two.
Yeah.
Spike in P3 on the slowest compound.
Yeah.
Knowing that all he's got to do is just make it endurance out a bit. Thinking that is a 24-hour Le Mans, but just at Malaysia. Obviously it won't be 24 hours, it'll just be like a couple hours at least. So, Spike there literally pulling on, see what you can do. CG. CG just taking a nice gentle cruise there. One of the Team Sage drivers, teammates not far, but about 15 seconds behind him in P5. Though, like I said in the Challenge Cups, no matter who's your teammates, you're all against all for the trophy. Kieran there, having a lovely time in the back there, smoking away, chilling around, having a Sunday drive. Obviously not with the back end driving like that though. I'm presuming that is the likes of C3 there coming up behind him. Only to come around to be lapped. Surely Kieran will venture out the way, not to hamper him whatsoever. Although CB there goes a little bit wide, not ideally what he wants. Kieran there nicely gets out of the way there for C3. Although presuming he'd done that so he can get DRS on the straight. Cheeky Kieran, I know your tactics. Class of there. 3.2 seconds behind his teammate. Fingers crossed his medium size will come back to him. It takes a little time to warm them up, especially on 100%. But once they do warm up, you put good grip. C3 there with a lap time of 1:35.3, setting the fastest lap. Again, setting up the pace there, only about 20 seconds behind Mays. Though the only problem is, wrecking your tyres like that at the start hampers you longer run later on. And if these tyres are going to go to the end, this is going to not do his tyres any good whatsoever. So C3's just got think about long game now rather than short term pace. Squeeze there. Still being on his level Lambo, slowly falling behind now. Now the tyre wear's coming in for second stint. Won't be long to the pit stop window. About next 10 laps for soft runners, depending if they pitted early. They pitted before lap 17, 18. Then you're probably expecting coming in about lap 40 to put on another set of softs or possible mediums. As is going to be a little bit low down. Anyone watching the stream there, thank you very much for joining the stream. Much appreciated that you're coming here to watch this race. Write down in the comments your favourite moments of Malaysia, or even favourite moments of the TTFL League. Like any highlights you want to put up there, I'll do my best to answer it as much as possible. C3 they're going with 1:34.9 there as another fastest lap. Still going a bit too pacey. But yeah, like any moments of the Malaysian Grand Prix, even if it's from childhood, like when you've seen it on TV, or any moments from the TTFL League races throughout the season 2. But my favourite one would be 2001 and also 2009. 2001 being the monsoon rain of when it was on half the track, especially when it was coming round the likes of about 10, 6, 7 when it was coming round from the two right-handers. Two Ferraris are going off really wide in the wet conditions, and it became a monsoon fest. And then also in 2009 when the race had to be stopped and the points were halved because of the absolute downpour of the track. So if you got any history on moments of Malaysia, stick it in the comments, or any favourite moments of TTFL League, again stick them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer it and have a look and see, have a little bit of discussion whilst going through the little low period. Squeeze it there. Doing all he can to push on Lambo. Put the absolute pressure as much as possible. Though Lambo slowly starting to eke away. Has he done the clever thing and just save his fuel a little? Showing that the slow form and pace at the start just to get enough fuel. Ooh, and C3 has picked up a time penalty. 3-second time penalty. Well, that ain't going to do good, although the gap between his next opponent is about 30 seconds, so you can afford to get away with it, although you don't want to be allotted too much time for it because it can hamper out, and as he does that he goes off wide, so that's not a good side either. Going on board here with Maze. Just having a little good quiet race there, along with his teammate, not about 13 seconds up the road. Got off to an amazing start there, starting on the back. Got himself up the field on lap 1. Good well needed start, especially from not qualifying in qualifying. Not sure how come, for what reason why. Maybe just decided to start off on the freshest set of tyres to everyone else, or didn't really set off a lap. By the way, he's got off to a good decent start there at the start. On to lap 36 in P5. But no, what will be interesting now is obviously the drivers on the who's pitted onto a set of softs. Be interested to see if they go on to a set of super softs and go aggressive on the end, or play safe and stick to the set of softs. Suppose they're going around the last corner. Gaining in a bit more time now. Was last time we checked on him, he was about roughly nearby 8 seconds up the road, so time is now closed up 2 seconds, so Spike now starting to come back into play with the medium tyres coming into effect with the longer durability. So the likes of Lambo and Squeezy, if Spike doesn't have to pit again, they'll have to go past him on the track when they come and do the pit stops. So also keep an eye on Squeezer there as well, CG there as well. Although he's only 13 seconds behind Spike, but could also play the game of with Lambo and Squeezy as well. Like I said, Spike and CG playing the long haul, it may just pay off for him. Again, depends on tyre durability, on how warm the tyres are, and when if they need to stop gaming a lot. Plaster here, slowly making inroads there on his teammate. Alan might have overtaken a few laps ago, but Alan's tyres, especially on the set of super softs, are going to be wearing away very quickly, so keep an eye on Plaster. Be battle with the teammates again. Ferrari versus Ferrari, both in the same machinery, equal cars. The only difference is the setup. So Alan, Plaster now can just see Alan in sights going around the turn 4 there. Just gotta keep his head down and go for it. See who's the top dog in Ferrari, who's the Sebastian Vettel, or who's the Raikkonen. Well, Lambo there, taking it nice and easy up front, doing the job that he's got to do, knowing that he could have won the league in season 2, but was outbeaten by a fair driver CG. Although championship did came close to about at least 6 to 8 points. I would love to be different now that was last Friday, knowing that going into the season finale to 25% races and beating CG and become world champion. Right, he's in one task and in one task mode only. He's going out for the Challenge Cup. Taking something that CG that Squeezy doesn't have. Oh, well, Lambo is coming into the pits. So Lambo has come into the pits on lap 38. Now we'll really go on to another set of softs. So I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and Squeezy is coming into the pits as well. Spike now coming over the line. Take pole away from Lambo and Squeezy there as they both go into the pits. So Lambo is going on to a set of softs and also Squeezy. Now CG is now coming down the pit straight. Is he going to get out in front of Lambo? That's the question. Lambo's coming out of the pits. CG's going to be doing out of the pit stop. Yes, he does. CG just literally go ahead of his rival of Lambo. So CG on the medium tyres on first stint is go ahead of Lambo. Although Lambo is on a much quicker super soft tyres, so I'm expecting Lambo to come back at him. Oh, this is what we needed, guys. A little bit of contrast of different strategies here. This is brilliant. Spike now has just got to push on hard and get as much of a gap as possible. Although Lambo is coming back on him on the fresh test super soft, so he's going down the inside of the two right-handers. No, it's CG there going ride and makes open the door there for Lambo. Lambo got through into P2. So now Lambo now on charge now to catch up to Spike if Spike doesn't not have to pit again. Again, depending on time where on Spike, see what will happen. Plaster and Alan K. Alan K is coming into the pits. No, that super softs ain't going to go to the end. Very short lifespan, maximum 20 laps at least. So what tyres will Alan will go on to now? Lovely Faroco up the pit stops there. Is it another set of super softs? It is indeed. Another set of super softs. We'll keep an eye on there on Alan and see what we'll do. Lambo they're already creating a gap there on CG. So Lambo knowing that he's only just 13 seconds behind Spike. Well, and I believe they were just getting through of Alan there. Yes, it was Alan K there getting lapped, so Alan just mostly getting away off the front runners there. Not causing too much of an issue of the scraps. Squeezy now chasing down CG. Difference in tyres. Obviously Squeezy is on a set of supers and a brand new set. CG on the very old mediums that have been on since roughly lap 20-ish.
If you didn't, you can't use all the features with this.
Squeezy there nicely closing up there on Squeezy. I'm presuming Lambo will be thrilled now that he's gone past his rival. But at the moment focusing on the Squeezy and CG. Trying not to get my tongue twisted as I was going on about it. Now Squeezy just got by his time down the straight. Squeezy taking a nice tight line there. And controlled back end, just a little bit trying to escape, but gets away with it. Squeezy there getting over, and Squeezy gets past CG there down the straight there. Happy days on the DRS. Lambo there sent a lap time of 1:33.9. Now that is impressive lap time there from Squeezy. Although Lambo did have the lap time beforehand, but Squeezy just decided to go one notch further. Although DRS assisted aided there for Squeezy though to get the lap time. Mays now coming into the pits. Keep an eye on C3 because he was who he was battling with not long ago. Mays is going on a set of super softs. C3 is going on the last corner. Now the question is, where is Mays? Mays is coming down the pit lane still. C3 going to get out in front of Mays. C3 gets out ahead of Mays. Mays is still coming out the pits. Still even just coming out the pit lane exit now. So C3 there nicely getting up in front of Mays into P5. So keep an eye on Mays though as he's on the softest tyres, the super softs. Be interesting to see what strategies will happen. And see how quickly you can push this car. Lambo, they're putting some impressive timings there at the moment, being constant. Only 10.3 seconds behind Spike.
Should be.
Carries on that rate of pace. We'll be in for a battle for P1, provided Spike does not have to pit. Spike there on the other end of the pit straight there. Lambo just going down, start finishing line now.
Because you've got Windows 10.
Squeezy setting the more impressive lap time in 1:33.8. So Squeezy, is he going to go after Lambo, which is the question. Carry on with that pace, he'll be right up there with Lambo. CG slowly eking away there at the timing of the mediums, depending on how worn they are. Looking okay so far. Obviously not in great conditions, as they've been on for at least 20 laps. Although we can see a little bit of grain in there from his rears. Though if he can keep him under control and tyre wear it's not too aggressive, he should be able to get roughly top 3. Lambo still putting up a styling performance there. Going for the 1 trophy. To beat his rival, saying I can go 1 better. Saying I got a trophy too, despite the season I had. Getting his reward. They're only 8.5 seconds behind Spike. Although Spike will probably know that Lambo's behind him, but a few seconds up the road, getting his information for the pit boards.
Yeah, that's why.
Though Spike's always got to do now is just play the long game. Put his car into lean mix and just preserve it in the corners where it's going to be heavily traction based.
Oh, yeah.
Just to save the rear tyres. Mays slowly closing in on C3. 4.8 seconds behind in Seattle Super Softs. Mays will be flying. As long as he doesn't cause a mistake or anything or happening to him, I'm sure he'll catch up to C3. Though he's already took it about at least half a second out of C3 there, so it'll be all very interesting. Ooh, 4.2 seconds away, so this battle will be during up quite nicely there. Kieran coming into the pit lane with his still smoky Williams going on, and also a bit of gravel in his tyres, so I'm presuming he's had a bit of adventures off track. Kieran now hopefully possibility to do the Fernando Alonso effect, just with added smoke screen. Let's go for the fastest lap award. Keeping an eye on the fastest lap times there, ladies and gents, to see what he can do. Spike, I'm presuming now coming onto the back of Plaster here to be lapped. Hopefully your Plaster will get out of the way, not to hamper Spike up much. Lambo only 7.3 seconds behind there of Spike.
Yeah.
He's eking in the lap times very quickly, although he has got Squeezy there for company, so if Spike decides to defend hard for it, which I would not surprised to defend first position, Squeezy will be there as well, not long and far pursuit behind him. Looks like we're going to be in for a close-knit fire last stint of the race here, ladies and gents. Mays is still closing in on C3, just now under 4 seconds. Hoping to do well as much as possible, at least get in the top 5. Will probably be his primary goal. Alan Kay holding out of the back, closing in on his own teammate Plaster. Only 17.5 seconds behind him. See what happens when the fight of the Ferraris will come along. C3 plodding there in P5 at the moment, reserving his soft tyres. Only 11 laps to go on them. Hopefully he hasn't worn them out too quickly, although he doesn't want to make too many mistakes. Mays is catching up behind him at a good rate of knots as well. Squeezy's closing the gap here on Lambo. Lambo's closing the rapid gap here on Spike. Lambo's only 5.7 behind Spike now, and Squeezy's only just under 3 seconds, so be a good idea there for Squeezy, although he doesn't want to get too close, otherwise he'll be getting a dirty air effect there of Lambo, which would be good for slipstream but not good for cornering ability. Scrubbing your front tyres on the steering and getting the heats while warming them away. Although Lambo's got to now negotiate getting past the Ferrari of Plasto to be lapped. Does Plasto get out of the way? Plasto gets offline. Plasto got DRS. And Plasto lets Plasto go there at reasonable speed. Kieran, like I said, doing that, he's going to do the Alonso effect to go the fastest lap. Get set to 133.8 there. So, might be lapped, but he's showing that he's got a pace. And to prove it so, he's put himself on the fastest lap board there. So, Kieran going all out, doing the Alonso, going for the fastest lap there. And also with added smoke. CG is coming to the pits. So CG thinks that his mediums will not go to the end. Although he should get out and ahead of C3. Although C3 will be just up the road. CG now go on the set of softs. So this will be interesting. So CG is pitted on lap 46, knowing that his softs, his medium's not going to get to the end. Where is CG is now coming to the end of the pit lane. Is he going to get ahead of C3? There is CG, there's C3. CG there getting in front of ahead of C3 there, which is vital. With at least 2.5 seconds in hand, so with CG pitting, is this going to raise alarm bells here for Spike about his tyre wear? And obviously looking at it, not too great. But Lambo has raked in the times very, very, very quickly, so, and he's also bringing Squeezy in for company. Spike's still going out at the moment, 10 laps to go, so I'm presuming he's going to go take it all very nice and easy as much as possible. But he was going to know that the car now on an even, which he had on the start of that stint, is not going to be the same as it is now. Squeezy there making a little bit of errors. I'm presuming that was just getting past Plaster there. He was within 2.5 seconds of Lambo, but dropped back a bit due to lapping Plaster there, so not sure what happened there. C3's not far away from CG. Mays is not far away from C3. So one's chasing Mercedes, one's chasing a Red Bull. All is fun and games with 10 laps to go. Alan Kay is catching up to his teammate. Last time I looked, he was 17 seconds behind Plaster. Now make it 11 seconds, so he has made up 6 seconds in the space of 3 to 4 laps. Though medium tyre runners now have got to be thinking, have I made the right strategy call? Though Spike will be thinking now heavily to nurse his tyres. Although there's Spike and there is Lambo, so it's not very far between, just separated by a hairpin. Spike over the line, started off lap at 48 there. Lambo literally 2.5 seconds. So before the drum roll kicks off in standing order at the moment as we stand on lap 48, so we've got Spike in P1, Lambo in P2, Squeezy in P3, CG in P4, C3 in P5, Mays in P6, Plaster in P7, Alan Kate in P8, and Kieran in P9. Perry is the only unfortunate retirement, unfortunately. Unlucky for him. However, would have been what would be a difference if Perry would be there. But not there with top 4 to even top 5, so be unfortunate there. CG there setting a lap time of 1:33.2. So CG's now acting as a domino effect to Kieran, saying, "Oh, you might set the fastest lap time, but I'm the reigning season 2 world champion, and here's my fastest lap to prove it." So is Kieran going to go try and see if he can respond to that as a out of it, see what we can do? Although everyone from 4 downwards will probably think it just might as well just go for fastest lap time. But at the same time, battling with pride of where they are and standing in position. Lambo now is literally just above a second to Spike. Coming around to lap 48 to lap 49. They're both on different tyres now and both different age of tyres. Spike has been on them for quite some time of lap 25, 26, so his tyres will not be up to good standards. And Pro signs of wear. Lambo's not far along pitted on to set of supers, so it is definitely game on now for the trophy. Now, is Spike going to make it nice and easy, or is he going to make it nice and hard for Lambo, saying, "You want this trophy, you got to get past my Renault"? Although we have got other battles to keep an eye on as well. We've got a battle there with C3 and Maze to keep an eye on as well. Although Lambo and Spike is the main closest one, and also the main battle going on at the moment. Lambo now getting underneath a second. Spike starting to feel the pressure, although being a champion, he probably would be used to his conditions and know what to do in these situations. Going around the other S-cab there, a little bit lag there. Lambo should be able to get DRS activation there. CG there with a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, although that won't make too much of a difference to him. Back on board there with Lambo, who's 5 tenths away from Spike there with DRS active. He hasn't made no moves on this so far, but he should be able to get the traction on the second part. Lambo there with a brilliant corner in, Spike going a bit wide. Although Spike didn't want to do that. Lambo, is he going to get down the inside now? Spike going heavily defensive. Lambo now going down the outside of Spike. Is Spike going to hold his ground? Spike holds it for now and gets the inside for 10-2. Lambo goes wide to get the optimal line into 10-3. Spike just holds out for now, going around 10-3. Although Lambo again with a brilliant corner purchase. Is he going to make a move down into 10-4? No, had to make contact. Lambo's made contact with Spike and he's got wing damage. Lambo has got wing damage. Oh no, that's got his left hand side, so that's going to hamper him big time there for Lambo. One bad mistake and that's going to hurt him for the next 7 laps, especially on the left wing plate, because you do more right hand cornering, so your left will be straining the more on the downforce. So how bad is this going to affect Lambo? Oh, the mistake that he did not want it, and having so much good control, knowing that he was going to be quicker than Spike. Just one mistake like that, especially near the end of the race with laps of concentration, that is going to hamper you. Now this could invite Squeezy into the play and try and get on Lambo, although Lambo's still not giving up, still giving up pace, so it's not going to let this front wing to damage be affecting him that much. He's still within reasonable gap here as well to Spike. 4 tenths now as Lambo now going to make a move down into turn 1 with a broken wing. Oh, he's getting close. Oh, he's going to make contact again. Hope you haven't made too much wing damage there, Lambo. That's not going to be any good. Still gets away with it, although Lambo is now playing with dice. No, the trophy's ahead of him, although Spike's got 1 tyre. Is Lambo going to make the move down into 10-4? Lambo's going for it down the inside. Is it going to make contact? Oh, very close there, although Spike still hold his ground for P1. Going around the S's now, long left hander into long right hand. Spike there going a little bit wide on the bad optimal line. Lambo goes wide of exit. Oh, gets away with it for now. Spike now going into turn 9. Lambo still on the back of him.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be so close. Only literally five to six laps in it now. And it's definitely hotting up. Lambo making a wing damage on Spike. Lucky not to make it again on the second contact. Lambo still in DRS range, although Squeezy's now drawn into the back of this too. So this could be a three-way battle. Although Squeezy would not know that Lambo's already got wing damage. So all to play for the next 5 laps of this magnificent racetrack here at Sepang. Fortunately, it ain't going to be on the next game because it's not on the 2018 calendar, which is a shame really, especially the history of the track. Throwing up some entertainments. So Malaysia, you'll be sadly missed. Wish you can come back soon. We're back onto the top 2 here now. Lambo is still half a second despite the front wing damage on his front left end plate. And he's still putting in lap times, although his tyres will be starting to feel the effects very soon and very quickly. Especially long prolonged corners, especially right-handers. Won't be so much bad in left, but once it hits the rights, that is going to hurt him even more. Squeezy now coming into effect of 1 second away from Lambo. So as Lambo's mistake caused him the trophy that he could surely wanted to get one over his rival CG. Still coming down the DRS straight, first of 2. Lambo still closing Squeezy. He's also now got DRS as well, so keep an eye on Squeezy. Although sticking him on board with Lambo as he's in between the 2. Oh, this is going to be heavily down the wire here. Although Squeezy will make more time gains on Lambo than Lambo is on Spike due to defects of wings of Lambo. I believe there's also a lap to car up the road as well, so the lap back markers could also make a play in the game as well. Time will tell. Top 3 covered into at least half a second. So literally 4 laps to go. Just 4 laps to go. CG there with a lap time 1:33.0, almost 33 dead, just by 2 tenths. So CG showing impressive lap time, and Squeezy going up the inside of Lambo. Lambo made a mistake going around the right-handers. Is Squeezy going to make the move going down the outside? Lambo holds on for now, but how long can he hold on for with his front wing damage? Because this is going to hurt him big time. Although Lambo's not making it easy for Squeezy, although Squeezy's getting a brilliant traction purchase off there. Coming around the S section now. The Red Bull there is on fire. Is he going to make a move down the inside? No, not for now. Lambo's keeping defensive. Squeezy there with a brilliant traction purchase there with DRS active. Now Squeezy now in the slipstream of Lambo. Now Squeezy's now going down the inside. Lambo's keeping well off wide and well off the track there as well. Not ideal line there, but Squeezy there getting past Lambo up into P2. Lambo there unfortunate going backwards. All due to the one mistake that he did not want to do in the broken zone into turn 4, going into the back of Spike and damaging your left wing plate. Oh, if Lambo, if he didn't damage the wing plate, could be in for a more enticing battle. I'm sure he'll probably think about regretting the decision now, but 3 laps to go. So Squeezy is now the next one to charge on Spike. Spike is doing amazingly well on a set of soft tyres there. And literally Alan Kay and Plaster having an overtake ding dong there. Unfortunately missed that one on board unfortunately. But Alan Kay they're getting past Plaster. So Alan Kay still showing the upper hand there on the battle of the Ferraris. Spike doing an incredibly amazing job there for Renault, holding out on a set of mediums. He's only got literally now 2 more laps to go on after he goes through the last couple of corners. Although he has got the Red Bull of Squeezy, only a second behind him. And as he got DRS, Squeezy has got indeed DRS. So this will be the nearest battle for the trophy here. Who's going to lay their hands onto it at the moment? Spike's got one hand on it and hoping to fend off Squeezy with another. On lap 55 now. I believe in the next car ahead is a lap runner, is Kieran there, judging by the smoke. Or the glitchy smoke, which you can see on the stream. I don't know about in the race, but I wouldn't expect the drivers to tell me about that because they're busy racing at the moment, especially the front two. So lap 55, Squeezy there with literally just over half a second. Only got a very short amount of laps to do it, and if he gets close, he's got a couple of chances to do it. Now Spike will just be thinking about just literally getting the tyres home and also keeping the Red Bull behind, and obviously Squeezy's there making mistakes. That is giving Spike a bit more of a lifeline there to get the Challenge Cup trophy. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Now Squeezy, providing he doesn't make too much tyre wear or dirt on his tyres, he can get it back and just stick the car in rich mix, providing on fuel. But at the moment, the lifeline of Squeezy there, making the one error. Amazing C3 there, literally battling out for P5. Again, battling out for Pride. But it took Maze a little bit of time to catch up with C3, but he's finally there. A couple more laps for him to go. Hopefully he gets closer, hopefully to make a move. Spike there setting up the final lap here with Squeezy. Currently falling back, so is Squeezy made a mistake or given up on the fact that he's not going to be able to get Spike? That'll be interesting to keep an eye on, but keep an eye on pace as you speak. Maze and C3 there. Maze still batted out, pushing like hell on his Mercedes. Pushing it around all the corners, knowing that he's on a quicker tyre than C3, but again, softest tyre is going to be wearing a lot quicker. So, depending on tyre life between them two, it will be very close towards the end. Back towards the front for two here. Spike there doing an amazing job there. May not start out on pole, but started out on P3. Get off to a decent start. Bad out with Lambo. Decided to do the one stop, the impossible one stop on the tyre stint. And so far he's held his ground. Looking at the state of his medians, they've pretty much had it. Especially on the grooves on the rear left there. But Spike now coming around the last corner. The last time to go around Malaysia. And now Spike is coming over the line to win the Challenge Cup. And Spike has won it in P1. Along with Squeezy there in P2. Lambo has retired. Lambo has retired at the last corner. No, Lambo decided to bid it at the last corner. All he had to do was go across the line. Oh, that is unfortunate there for Lambo. Could have had P3. Is it going to be a case of just spun the car or decide to DNF the car? But that will promote CG up into P3 once it gets past the stricken Haas driver there. Which he does so, and CG there comes over in P3. Alan K comes over the line in P7, plus then P8. Now just waiting up there for C3. He will get P4 once he gets past Lambo, and Maze will be in P5. And now just waiting on board there with Kieran there. Might be a lap down with his smoky, glitchy Williams. Fortunately, due to his connection errors, issues, it's caused him a bit of issue where he was in position because he was running up in P5 at one stage. But despite that, as he does a little space tree screen side to side wobble there, comes over into P9. But your winner today, ladies and gentlemen, is Spike, who gets the Challenge Cup of the TTFL.
Start before you.
So then, there is your top three. A surprising top three there. CG there getting P3 there due to Lambo's crashed out in the last corner. Squeezy there in P2. But your winner, who's got the Challenge Cup, is Spike. So then, Spike there in P1, Squeezy in P2, CG in P3, Maze in P4, C3 in P5, Lambo in P6, Kieran in P7, Anna K P8, Plaster in P9, and Poe in P10. But your winner of the Challenge Cup is Spike. And what a way to do it. Doing a one stop from super soft to medium. Brilliant drive, and that was what I give out for driver of the day. Doing no one else what can do the one stop. Obviously Plaster did the one stop as well, but I get to Spike there to great performance out there, no fault of his own, literally controlling the pace and controlling the stint. So amazing drive there from Spike. And hopefully they'll get some interviews in with everyone else who's in the lobby. I'll do my best to get everyone else in. See if I can get in. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Right, just waiting for everyone now to see who I can get in and joined in. If no one joins in, then obviously I'll close down the stream. Well, hey, we got our first victim into my little comms room. Kieran, how are you doing?
I don't think I've had a worse race.
Oh no, mate, I felt sorry for you when you lost your connection. Tell me what happened along with your race.
Yeah, I think I just got desynced from everybody. Because when I came back, I was dead last. I was 9th. Apparently on the standings I was 7th, so I was completely desynced anyway. So
oh, that's
I
unfortunate.
thought towards the end of the race, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go for the fastest lap, and I got it. I was really happy, and then I thought, yeah, let's just coast the end or whatever. And Siege just post that lap, and I was like, well, what's the point? What am I doing here? But yeah, anyway, tough race. I mean, good riddance, F1 2017. That's all I can say.
Oh, I know, mate, but you did do well, like, you know, getting, like, was it second fastest? Obviously, occasionally fastest until CG took over. But did you know, with you being, came back into room, I was watching you a couple of times. You watched back on the stream, but you were smoking.
Yeah, I was. When I rejoined, my engine just was smoking the entire time, the entire race. I have video footage, so
yeah,
it's
I've got it on stream a few times, mate. Don't you worry. I'll make sure.
Was it a good race up at the front? I don't know. It's just.
Oh, it was a good, amazing race. We'll catch on to the race winner in a minute. But yeah, your car was literally smoking, and I made some good puns out of it, so feel free to watch back. Well, no, unfortunate there for you, mate. Unfortunate for you. Looking forward to season 3, though.
Yeah, new game, new season, new pace, I guess. Whether I'm faster or slower is anybody's guess.
Well, judging with pace like that, you'll be in the top 5, no problems.
Oh, you flatter me, Steph. You do really do.
I got perfect good spirits in for everyone. Like, you know, going into a new game like that, you know, anybody's game.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Gotta think positive. Gotta think positive.
Anyway, cheers, Steph. Great commentary as always, mate.
You're welcome, mate. Thank you very much. Learn for the best. That's what I've done.
Oh, stop it. Who's that then?
I don't know, you. Always good, mate. Always good, mate. Hopefully see you on the other side on the new game.
Yes, definitely.
Take it easy, Kieran. I'll see you soon. Right, going on board with next person who comes into the lobby next, who's also your Challenge Cup winner, Spike. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Not too great of a qualifying in P5, but with the race, bravo. Tell me all about it.
Qualifying, yes. I don't know. My first lap was okay, but not great. And then the second lap, I made a mistake through whether it is the fast left and fast right, and that cost me, I don't know, a bunch of time. But anyway, so yeah, qualified P5. Made a reasonable start. Got siege into turn 1, and then I was just following Squeezy and Lambo, just nursing my tyres as much as I could. To do the one stop it was always my intention to do the one stop. I came at lap 20, end of lap 20, and tyres lasted perfectly.
Okay, good stuff. Because when I saw, like, you know, Lambo going into his pit stop first time round, and also you're going to have 1-2 laps, I'm thinking, oh, are you going to respond to it? Are you going to do the same strategy, but a little bit later to get an extra advantage on the latest stint? But then when I saw you going much further into your stint with the Supersofts first time round, I was just like, oh, okay, Spike's going to go for a one shot. Fair play if you're going to go for it. And then obviously, you and Lambo had a little bit of a tussle and contact as well.
Yes, yeah. We were close into, I think it was the first corner and second corner, and he got a good run. And then I was on the limit everywhere. I couldn't have gone any faster. I was literally every lap setting a faster lap time, and I got myself down into the 34s, which on mediums I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
And I think Lambo probably just misjudged how early I have to brake compared to him, because he was on fresh supers and I'm on old mediums, so I'm on as late as I can. And he made it. He ran to the back of me, unfortunately, and damaged his wing.
Yeah, because he went into the back of you on turn 4, and then also I think he went into the back of you again, maybe turn 2. I could be wrong, but he went into the back of you again. But luckily, but not get damage where front wheel again extra more worse than he had originally.
Yeah. I felt for him because it was his race, really. The two stop is quicker. You just can't make the difference enough in the middle stint on the mediums.
No.
They were a good solid pace. I was sort of matching them, but I couldn't until the end of the stint. Then I started catching them, but then they pit and they got fresh supers, and on 100%, so you get the benefit of the supers. They actually last more than 2 laps, so you can actually push hard. And I was pushing as hard as I could. I literally made very few mistakes, and just literally I was pushing as hard as I could. But I knew Lambo was going to get me, but then he hit me back into turn 4, and then at that point I was like, okay, I didn't actually know whether he'd broken his wing or not, but then it obviously became quite clear after the next couple of corners that he had actually damaged his wing.
But no,
it's a shame, because like I say, he had the pace and he would have won the race. I couldn't have braked any later. I was literally locking up everywhere.
Yeah.
The other thing is, he can brake a lot deeper and later, or especially around Malaysia with the ABS, man. 'Cause I can't do that. I just lock up. As soon as I lock up, I'm off the track basically. I'm running wide, so I have to be very careful.
Indeed.
But I was literally on the limit.
But you done a remarkable good job there, obviously with the one stop, and obviously I do feel for obviously Lambo going at the back of you, and also it's like saying in the commentary like if you only didn't make that mistake, obviously hitting into the back of you, misjudging your braking spot, we're going to be in for a great battle. But then you also had like Squeezy as well, like overtook Lambo trying to chase down you, but he made a mistake a couple of laps beforehand.
He did, yeah. Right, I was thinking. I was thinking he was probably going to get me, but again I just kept it on the island and just hoped, and then he made that mistake which gave me the breakaway from the DRS, and I think by the time he recovered himself, I think the tyres had the best, so he couldn't catch back up again.
Just despite that though, also the season you had in this season too. Does it feel like a little consolation that you got the Challenge Cup trophy?
I'm pleased to win it. I'm more pleased with just the way I drove. Just pleased with the consistent pace, going faster and faster. That's what I'm most proud of. Like I said, I think obviously if Lambo hadn't run into the back of me, he would have DRS'd me at the end of that lap, and I just wouldn't have been able to hold him back.
And great driving there, buddy. Great driving with the one stop, and congratulations, you got the trophy.
Thank you very much.
Fingers crossed. Was it for season 3? You aiming to make a resurgence on your title and see if you can get title number 2?
Like Kieran said, it depends on the game.
Wow, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes for you. But great job there. You're my driver of the day on commentary wise, so you're welcome. Take care, Spike, and I'll see you soon.
See you later, mate. Take care of yourself.
So take care. Bye bye. Right, and the next person we've got in the lobby we have is C3. C3, how you doing?
Not too bad. A little gutted that I had that one penalty.
I did so, but you did show good pace out there, especially coming out of the pits, setting up 2 fastest laps after each other.
Yeah, my pace was good. I knew my pace was good. But I spanned 2 times and hit the wall 1 time, so
Yeah,
the consistency wasn't there.
you get good pace, but obviously the consistent just kind of let you down. But you did put out some good battles though.
Yeah. The only thing I'm gutted about is that 1 penalty, and if I didn't do those 3 mistakes, I think I would have been right around Siege.
It would have been interesting, but still, anything can happen from Challenge Cups.
True. It was 100%, so...
Yeah, indeed. Anything generally happens in 100%. Like pacing yourself, making it easy. Think about longer run.
Driving behind smoking cars.
Or the likes of Kieran, yes, we know.
It was actually surprisingly hard to see behind that smoke.
Oh, I bet I made some little puns out of him on that one.
Yeah, I thought he had ruined his gearbox or engine or something.
Yeah, we had the issues with connection, unfortunately, so that's a bit unfortunate. That's why it made it a bit glitchy.
Haven't seen that before.
Watch it back on the stream afterwards. But no, with season 2 and the Challenge Cup done, or you looking forward to season 3? Aiming for something big, or are you aiming for the same to get more consistent and get better points?
I hope to get my consistency together before the season starts, and hoping to be fighting a lot higher up.
Fingers crossed. I'm sure you'll do that.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's all good. I'm sure you'll do pretty okay. You just, like I said, like consistency, just focus ahead, knowing that obviously the races coming up will be 50%, not like 25%ers.
Yeah, so you'll be punished a lot harder for mistakes then.
Indeed, obviously if it's 50%, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Well, good little stage up there, C3, putting up some fastest lap times, so I hope we see you there in Season 3. You're remaining with Toro Rosso next season?
Haven't made my decision yet, but it's very likely.
Well, we keep everyone up to date with the teams for next season once we get it all finalised.
Yes.
Good job out there, C3. Good job finishing.
Thank you.
And I will see
Good
you.
stream, mate.
Thank you very much. It's been a long race, but I've done it.
It was a long race.
We'll see you in Season 3 then, C3.
You will.
Take care, buddy.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, will do. Take care, bud. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is TTFL Challenge Cup completed. Your winner is Spike, with a magnificent one stop going from super softs to mediums, started in P5 and made it work to his treat. We had some amazing actions across the field. I do appreciate everyone. Thank you for joining, and Season 3 of TTFL will be starting soon on the new game. Once we get more updates of when we'll exactly be starting, we'll let you know. Next race, obviously you've also for Challenge Cup wise, we've also got one on Tuesday, which is the TTL Challenge Cup, which will be a 50% race distance around Baku. So I hope you can join us on that one for the last race of the 2017 game. But with Season 2 of TTFL, CG being the world champion, Mercedes being the constructors champion, and now with Spike being the Challenge Cup champion, those are your 3 winners of Season 2. Thank you very much for joining us throughout Season 2, watching the TTFL. It's been much brilliant, appreciated. I've been so grateful and so amazed to be commentating. There's a great league, and I'm sure I'll be here for Season 3 to commentate for you guys and girls throughout Friday evening. So till then, on Season 3, my name has been Steph. Thank you so much for joining. We will see you in Season 3, and hopefully the lineup of the drivers for Season 3 as well, so we keep you up to date on that. But till then, I've been Steph. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in Season 3. Take care. Bye bye.